I got it. Damn. Keep it right there.
Is it live?
All right, we're live here at TIA Bank Field. Jaguars get ready to take on the Titans tonight. Big one. This is the one for the AFC South crown, Justin.
This is. We talked about it all season long on our News for Jags podcast. If this was a reality, I said not until next year. Jamal was very confident with the AFC South being as bad as it was this year. Jaguars had a chance, and it's prophetic. It's actually here. It's a winner-end game for the AFC South. We've talked about it for a long time. We made parallels to the magical 1996 season, the losing streaks, how things changed after the bye week. And we're here, winning their end. I did not see this coming. You did a little bit.
Look, I saw the AFC South was down. I wasn't sure that the Jaguars necessarily were. I'm not going to say I was confident, but I did like them. I do like what Kirk Lawrence can do with some of the things. I thought the defense was really rough. Clearly that was reversed, so couldn't have known too much. But here we are. It's all come together. The Jaguars have gone on a 4-game streak. To get to this point, all they had to do was beat the Titans, win the AFC South, and in the words of Kobe Bryant, job's not finished.
Job's not finished, and Peterson has alluded to that, Lawrence has alluded to that, but they haven't won anything yet. They've gotten to this point, they've put themselves in a great position after the bye week to get to this point. You try to keep this game in perspective. It's not a massive game in their opinion. They're trying to put one foot in front of the other. They know the stakes. They want to treat this game like they've done the 16 before it, and I think we're going to see a little bit of that hype in the fans, the crowd, and everything tonight. But the Jaguars are focusing on business as usual. This is just another divisional game with some massive stakes attached to it.
They view this as a
Playoff game.
This is a playoff game because this is you're playing for your lives. If they lose tonight, playoff votes aren't over, but they are drastically reduced. This is a playoff game for both of these teams. I think as we kind of talk about what's on the line for the Jaguars, sometimes we maybe forget that this is a winning your end game for the Titans as well. So they have a lot to play for. I know they're banged up, a lot of injuries. They're going to be fighting through those. Derrick Henry is going to go. Josh Dobbs will start at quarterback to go. But this is a playoff game for both of these teams. You win, you get into the postseason. And once you're in the postseason, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And this is, Jaguars fans get such a bad rap around the league for time and time and time again. The team's moving to London. The team doesn't have great fans. There's no support here. Jacksonville has been rocking during this winning streak. It has been fantastic. The Cowboys game here, euphoric. Everything around town, Jaguars fever. It's different than it was back in 96, 99. Social media is massive. That's how Jaguars fans unite. There's so much of a boom and allegiance, fans, brothers and sisters from across the pond. It is Jaguars fever. You can feel that walking through the crowd down here. And Jaguars fans, we feel you. The players feel you. The coaches feel you. It is going to be a massive event tonight. You're not at the stadium. We're here down here now. The kind of the calm before the storm, before the fans come in, and it is going to be rocking from TIA Bank Field all the way over to London, where the Jaguars play. Fans are awesome. They are a big part of this. The crowd, the coaches know it. The players feel it. You are felt. You've done a great job in this winning streak in this entire season. They feel you. They hear that support. They want to deliver a win.
They do. The excitement thrill. Me and Leroy was holding the camera walked over to the Ball City Brigade tailgate for a little while before the game. Incredible atmosphere. Everyone is hyped. They're ready to go. They've been out there since 1 o'clock. Tailgating opened at 1 o'clock for an 8 o'clock kickoff. I could see Leroy behind us. They were not except we were there. There was a lot of them there. They're planning to head over probably around 7 o'clock. Gates open at 5 o'clock. So some people are already lined up outside. It's going to be a sellout crowd. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere for this one. The fans are going to be rocking. The players, if you watched the Jaguars mic'd up last week, Rashawn Jenkins said, man, this is going to be the best atmosphere we've ever played in. And we're at home. And that's what tonight's going to be. Prime time. Show the NFL what the Jaguars are about, what Jacksonville is about. And let's close the book on all those. Oh, the Jaguars have fans things. Close the book on that. This thing is going to be a stadium full of nothing but Jaguar fans. Very few times.
Very few. And the fans who are not here, you're still going to see them on social media, on Facebook. I've seen people post all day long. You're not coming to the game, but you're watching, you're supporting. And I guarantee those fans who aren't here tonight will want to be here next week. If there's a playoff game, I think the Jaguars, obviously the favorites here, two teams going in different directions. Titans have lost 6 straight, but it would be great. Fans who don't know about 99, take a refresher. The Titans beat Jacksonville 3 times in that season, including the 99 AFC Championship game. January 23rd, 2000, a day that lives in infamy in Jacksonville Jaguars history. This would be a little bit of measured redemption, not as big of stakes, but to kick the Titans into that offseason, kick them into that rebuilding mode like that 99 loss to the Titans did for Jacksonville. I'll say Jacksonville never recovered from that loss as a city, as an NFL franchise. This would be a nice way to kind of kick the Titans back for that 99 season. You hear old players who had to play for the Jaguars back then, Fred Taylor, Tony Baselli, Don Darius, guys that have said this game means a lot. This is personal to them, even though the current players and coaching staff doesn't have that attachment. This game is personal for a lot of people in Jacksonville. It's a great time to send those Titans back to Nashville. Losing record and no playoffs.
Generally, I kind of get my feeling about the games throughout the week. You kind of hang around the locker room, the team, they start to feel an energy. Like I remember, for whatever reason, I rolled into work, and on that Sunday they lost to the Lions, and I was like, this just doesn't feel right. This whole week, I don't feel like this one's in doubt. I really don't. Somebody in the parking lot told me they don't need to win, they have to win. And we were over at the tailgate, and they were like, we're going to do it even bigger next week. There's a quiet level of confidence, not just in the fans, but around that locker room. A lot of the guys haven't been in a game like this when we talk about really to experience these big game atmospheres, these sort of games. Now they're getting it, and I think they're ready. I don't think the stage is too big for them.
And the fans too, the city, they have talked about wanting to give Jacksonville an experience like this. Trevor Lawrence alluded to it earlier in the season. Fans pay their hard-earned money, come out and watch us win, and they want to see us win. You don't see a professional athlete saying that. That's why I think Trevor, one of the many reasons he has endeared himself to the fan base, he knows, he respects that. They want to deliver a good product. They put a good product on the field during this winning streak, and this game is as much about the city, the fan base, as it is for those players and those coaches. Everybody in that locker room feels it. They want to deliver a win for this city more than anyone.
Yeah, this is a big game. Now, one of the things about this season is unfolding for the Jaguars is watching Doug Peterson work. I think, if you go back to the coaching search, a lot of us were like, what are the Jaguars doing? It's taking forever. They're going through all these interviews. There were reports that they offer jobs to people, and then other people who want the jobs. And then eventually they landed on Doug Peterson, and it almost felt like that lollipop that you dropped on the carpet that had like lint on it. You were like, this is still good, right? Like we think it's still good, but it's still good. And ultimately it ended up that, sometimes fate just is supposed to be how it is. And Doug Peterson was the right coach for this team. Watching him work with this group has been incredible. I mean, you talk about a 2-1 start to the year. You lose every game in the month of November. You're 2-7, a 5-game losing streak. And then now you turn around, you rattle off 4 games in a row in November and December, playing their best football at the right time of year. If they win tonight, they'll have won their 5th straight game. Only 4 teams in NFL history have lost 5 games and won 5 games and then turned around and made the playoffs. Only 4 teams. The last one in 2015, Kansas City Chiefs. Doug Peterson was on that coaching staff. He was able to draw from that experience, keep the team together, say, hey, look, we lost 5 games, but it's not over. And this young team kind of rallied around each other. They never looked panicked, and now here they are, week 18, all the marbles. It doesn't get bigger.
Yeah, and you mentioned young team. That's what Jacksonville has going for it, too. The Titans, they've aged almost right in front of us. They're broke down, they're beat up, they're starting a practice squad quarterback, essentially Joshua Dobbs. And Jacksonville, you feel like they're on the ascent. Trevor Lawrence will be going, he's not even 2 years fully into his NFL career. And this is a young team. They're experiencing a lot of firsts for this franchise and this current era of players. And it is just going to be fantastic. So it feels like 2 teams going different directions. The Jaguars on the ascent, the Titans possibly headed for a rebuild.
They're going into a hard rebuild.
So this looks like 2 teams, maybe a changing of the guard, a passing of the torch, if you will. I think Jacksonville, I think this is going to be a big win tonight, and I think it's going to set the stage. I've always said year 3 for Doug and Trevor, and I think next year is going to be even better than this. But this is a taste of what we can expect for the years to come. I was here in 96, I was here in 99, I was at the game in 99, the Dolphins game when they beat them 62-7 in the playoffs. I was here for that AFC Championship loss to the Titans. This feels like the Jaguars on the ascent. I think Tennessee is on the way down. I think this is going to be the first in a banner series of years for this franchise.
Yeah, the AFC South is on a downswing right now. Titans, if you look at their salary cap, I don't want to get too much into off-season conversation. Their salary cap's not in good space. They got a bunch of veteran players that are overpriced. They got a question at quarterback. You got a 30-year-old running back who's going to be his contract's almost up too. The Titans aren't in good shape. The Jaguars, on the other hand, have a bunch of guys that are heading into their prime. The salary cap, while they're in the red, it's not in bad shape. It's not going to be hard for them to fix it when they've got their guy. They've got 16.
That's the key.
Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence should own the AFC South. We started talking about in October that they already got Calvin Ridley next year. Like, all right, well, we can just fast forward to this one, right? And boom, there it is. Here we are looking at the playoffs. Christian Kirk already hit 1,000 yards. Evan Ingram has set a franchise record for tight end receiving yards in a season, broke Kyle Brady's record from 2000.
Trevor's 91 yards away from 4,000 passing yards.
I think he's 2 completions away from setting the franchise record for completions in a season. Blake Bortles has that. He's 1 to tie, 2 to break, so he should do that today. For all intents and purposes, Zay Jones should set a career high on receiving yards in his career. So, I mean, Doug Peterson's taken the pieces that he's got, and he's gotten some of the most out of it. And don't forget, Foye Oluokun on pace to lead the NFL in tackles for the 2nd season in a row. And I think he needs, offhand, 5. I think he needs 5 tackles today to set a franchise record for tackles in the season. So there's a lot of guys that they've got this year, a lot of new faces. Trent Baalke should be on everyone's Christmas list. Send him a Valentine's Day card. Apologies, because the free agent class he got this past year has paid dividends this year and set this team up, not just for this season, but to head into the future in a good space. Tonight should be a big one. A lot of those guys are going to have big nights tonight. The key, stop Derrick Henry and don't let the rocket scientists make it look like football.
It's amazing what difference a year makes in this franchise. Last year, fans were showing up to the Week 18 game with clown noses about Trent Baalke. Fire Trent Baalke. He's terrible. They were going into a transitional offseason, picking number 1 in the draft for the 2nd straight year. Short 12 months later, shoes on the other foot. They're playing for an AFC South championship, and you feel the future is as bright in Jacksonville as it has been in a long, long time.
All right, fans are starting to head in. They're about to open up the gates. I hear some of the cheers, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right, I think the Jaguars are going to win tonight.
I think the Jags win tonight, 28-21. Closer game, but I think this place is going to be rocking.
I got them winning 30-12. I got them winning 30-12.
Easy.
I don't think it's going to be close.
Confident.
All right, guys. We'll see you after the game. We'll have more on the Jags podcast. See you later.
I got